Yep. get this wrapped up. You still want go down, handle the wetlands, water. Okay. To order, 7:31.
If you're looking at the camera, you're a celebrity.
Oh, good.
Do we get paid extra for this stuff?
Yeah.
We'll double your salary, how's that?
2 times 0 is still 0.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, the other volunteers get paid. Why don't we get paid?
You know, I was thinking about getting on the phone, before I get out of town, I love this town. There's a meeting
Last night.
if they call me, I'll probably help them out.
There's nothing happening.
It's a bad thing.
Doesn't matter.
They approved that, brew pub.
They did.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, they approved
for
it.
Aldi,
Awesome.
Yep. That'd be good for town.
Yeah.
that's good. That'll draw.
Nothing's open.
As long as I don't try to build affordable housing. Don't laugh.
No, I know,
I know.
The state's pushing it.
They are pushing it.
States.
Only we can beat that. The
Tell Harvard to
selectmen
stick
is
up
pretty
there.
sharp, huh?
Tell Hartford to stick it. Why should they come down and dictate to us?
Remember the history of this town. All right,
Did you bring this meeting to?
Yes, I did.
you want me to just talk to you, and tell you what's going on?
Yeah.
Show cause hearing. Notice violating the cease and desist order 108 Forge Hill Road, Mr. Jackson Brown, filling, excavating, and grading within inland wetlands water course and upland review area. Okay.
I'm gonna show you some pictures, okay? What I'm trying to do down there is what Joe's talking about. That cabin there, number 4, it's jacked up pretty high because the FEMA had jacked it up.
Mhm.
And I don't want it to cave, I don't want it to cave in, oh, see how high it is? And that's what he's talking about. Back here. Believe me, I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I'm gonna show you the picture. What I want to do there is just filling in 4 or 5 feet. That's it. I ain't gonna go to
Something
the
like
brook.
that, yeah, this is, yeah, I'm not sure how far it is.
That's all I want to do. Now, there's some stones. There's one big stone that I put there, one. The rest of them were there. It's all over.
This close to the
No,
water.
no.
Along the street,
You can see the rock.
under North Shore Road.
You can see the rocks right there. The rock.
Does it come from
Yeah,
the street? Is it catch basins up the stream?
Yeah, from the whole street,
There
and
you
it
go.
comes from the opposite side.
There's a rocks. It's nowhere near the brook. I don't want to touch the brook. All I've done with that brook, I haven't finished. The trees that fell down.
Is that one of the cabins where the old grist mill was, where the dam was?
No,
Was the first cabin there on the right?
that's the one. Was that a power plant?
This is on the other end, this is further up. The
So
last cabin is
basically-
going towards Spin Beach.
Okay. All right.
like I said, you can see
The
it's. probably-
stream that cuts across the road.
Yep. Okay. I
It
know what
goes
it is.
under North Shore,
Mhm.
and it goes into the pond.
Right.
Right now, it's probably about 12 feet away from the water. I just wanted to put more stone in, make the stone burn, and just fill in. Because I don't want this to erode anymore. See,
Mhm.
you can't even walk behind the cabin. because
They
it's
put the
there.
cabin so close to the edge of the brook,
And it was there.
the slope is way, right to the edge of the water.
Been there for 50 years. I just want to clean it up so you can walk around the cabin, rent some grass and that's it. So
I
that,
need to see it. I was up there today.
oh, okay. So you see what I mean, right?
I walked around it.
Okay. I'm trying to clean the place up. The other side's pretty much done. This side here, this cabin that's done, and the other one, that's jacked up now to the feet height. It's done. Now I gotta just finish it. Then we're gonna landscape the yard in front of this cabin. We're gonna make a parking and just plant grass all. And we're done. That's all I'm doing. And then eventually I'm gonna hire the guy that takes the cat and nine tails out that boat, what's his name?
Scott Arsenal.
Huh?
Arsenal,
Yeah,
Sterling.
he gave me a price of $2,000. And when I have the extra money, I'm gonna, I can't stand it. Cat nine tails, taking it on right over. I don't wanna dig it deeper. I don't care about that. I just wanna clean it all up. So it looks nice like it did. I had a picture from a woman that stayed here 30-something, 40 years ago. She showed me a picture. And that's, how long's it been? 20 years? More?
4 hours.
That big
The
concrete?
new one. Oh, that was,
The concrete.
Beach farm.
Beach farm
yeah.
dam.
Yeah.
that was 84.
Okay, so I had pictures from that lady. She used to stay there as a kid. She showed me that, and that was all beach. So basically, that other stone dam, that's been there a long time.
Yeah, that's big old mills down here.
Yeah. I wish I could,
Reserve.
to be honest with you, if I could isolate the water, pay the fee and dig it deeper, but you can't shut the water off. Never. Some spots it's only this deep, and some spots it's 4 feet deep. with channel. And that guy you're talking about, he said he could do that. He can go in the boat, clean it out.
Yeah, that little pond used to be crystal clear years ago. There was no float, nothing wrong. It was just,
I mean,
it's all go
And
clean.
all I wanted to do, I was telling Joe, who happens to be a good guy, this guy, it's me, and just, it's so good. I want to clean that place all around that pond, I want to make it look. That's all I want to do. But this end here, under violation, I just want to fill that enough with this firm earth so that doesn't erode the cabin. Like you saw it today, sir, right? See how steep it was?
That's all right.
That's all I want to do.
But there's a difference between filling, there's a difference between filling something in stability and just putting a reinforced rock wall.
Well, I'm
Heavy
not
rock.
gonna build a rock wall, I'm just gonna put whatever rocks I got, just put them in line, stay away from the brook.
So you don't want to reinforce the bank. The stone.
I wanna put fill in it, dirt, gravel, good gravel, up to the stone, that's all I wanna do. And then I'll seed it, then you can walk around.
So you're gonna put a native round stone wall along the edge of the street.
No, sir, not on the edge of the street, about 6 feet back from me, I don't wanna go in, I don't want anything to go in the street.
Well, you're in it now. The stuff you
No, I'm
put
not.
in there is in
I
the
am
water
not in that
course.
stream, Joe, I beg to differ with you. When it floods,
We'll
it
go
gets
out there
hot.
and take a look at it.
When it gets high, when we get a lot of rain, it does come up a little bit, and that big stone you saw, it gets wet there.
Yeah.
But it's not the main street,
Yeah, it is.
you know.
I delineate wetlands for a living,
Okay.
Jack.
I
That's what I do for a living.
No, that's
I'm telling
fine.
you, you're in.
I don't
wetlands.
have a problem with straightening it out. I just want to fill in behind the cabin, that's all.
What you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to show that to this commission. You're gonna need to show that on a plan. You need to show
I
what
can draw it on myself.
it needs to be drawn accurately. You need to show where the wetlands are. My letter
Do
said
you have a
you need
wetlands map here for that area?
not an accurate one.
Well, then how do you expect me to get it?
You're gonna hire a wetland scientist. You're
Are
gonna
you
hire a
kidding
soil
me?
scientist and he's
Really?
gonna delineate the wetlands, yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous.
No, it's not. When you fill wetlands in, that's what you have to do.
Joe, there's one rock and a little bit of dirt, that big rock. It's the only thing I did.
And that's against our regulations.
Okay, I didn't know that, but I'm not trying to hide anything.
No, I know that.
Well,
I'm glad you came in to
okay,
talk
so
about
let's put it this way, I could get an application to dig the whole pond out. They're doing it all over the town.
If you wanted to do that, yeah, that's your option.
Okay,
You
So
know,
why
if you're gonna
can't-
have Scott come in and do that, that requires a permit.
no, I know that, you said it would take.
You
care
need,
of
you
that,
need to propose what you wanna do.
But I don't want to dig that pond deeper, I don't.
Mhm.
I just want to fill in the back of the cabin and take the cat and nine tails out, and then just clean the brush. I started cleaning on the side of the road, actually, the 2 girls that live there across the street.
Yeah.
They did it, and then just.
Yeah.
clean
Yeah,
it.
that's no big deal. When you
So
start,
now-
when you start working in wetlands, that is a big deal.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, back to the question I asked you.
But
You intend to make a native round stone wall along, I didn't, somewhere along the edge of that stream. Whether it be 6 feet from the edge or 2 feet from the edge, it doesn't matter. My question is, you intend to do a native round stone?
Well, I'm not gonna build a wall like a mason, I just want to put bigger stone there, just put the dirt up to the stone. And create its own wall. That's all I want to do. I don't want to put round stone and build a wall like a mason, that costs me a fortune. I don't want.
What I'm concerned about when you get the big round,
Yeah.
you know,
There's only two of them.
But there-
There's two Joes.
yeah, but you got 8 or 10 feet there you're gonna do, or maybe more. I didn't measure it, maybe more, maybe 20 feet there to do it right. I don't know. Behind the cabin.
Maybe. Well, the cabin's only.
I'm not gonna argue with over how many feet
No.
or so. I'm just telling you I was there. There's
Yeah,
an
no,
area,
that's fine.
there's an area that I can see where you wanna, widen the area right behind the cabin. You can hardly walk around it.
Right, you gotta get a ladder up there to work on. the
Right,
cabin.
right. I understand that part.
Okay, that's all I want to do.
Okay.
Why he wants me to go through all this engineered design is ridiculous.
Wow.
And I'll tell you that right now.
We have to make sure that
I
we're
don't have a
filling
problem
stuff
with that.
that you put into there doesn't end up
You
in the
guys can
stream.
check it every day if you want when I do it. You can, Joe. I mean, I'm not an argumentative guy. You know, I'm a code official and all that.
I know what you're.
I understand the rules. I do. And I wasn't trying to break them. I stayed away from that. But I thought but I have to do this guy.
Well, first of all, you're supposed to be 100 feet from it,
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
so
But the cabin's like, been there
Yeah.
for 50 years.
the cabin's like 6 feet from it. I know.
So all I want to do, I'm gonna stress that point again, is put not rocks like this, giant ones, bigger rocks, and then just put the gravel up to the rock, and that's all I want to do. And then is it allowed to clean the other side of the rock, so I can mow that and keep it clean? Just clean it to the brook.
What's clean? What do you mean by clean? You're
Cut the brush, not brush, but
cutting of vegetation is no big deal. But
that's it.
digging with an
No.
excavator or digging with a backhoe
Well,
or
I'm not-
filling,
I
that's
just
those
told
are
you,
two
I'm not
different.
I just told you I'm not gonna do that. From them rocks to the brook, I just want to clean it, that's all. And maintain it.
It's not a big
How
And
big
then-
an area are we talking about? And where are you gonna put the rocks to the brook?
30 feet. Maybe. I'm not
Did
gonna
I look
go,
at the wrong place?
I don't think so.
Behind that little cabin.
Was there a footbridge there?
That big rock rolled in there was right at the edge of the stream, running water that I saw today.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's scary.
That's the
Okay.
big rock.
Running
But
water
I'm
was
not
running
gonna,
right
I
at
don't
it.
wanna go there.
And you're telling me from that big rock to
No, sir.
the stream, you
No.
wanna maintain,
Well, from that big rock,
towards
No,
the stream?
no.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
wanna touch the big rock.
Okay.
Leave it alone. I don't need to fill.
I'm just trying to vision what you
I
want for
know.
boundaries, that's all.
I showed you a picture of the
Yeah,
rocks out there. It's kind of overgrown, you can't really see it. But that's all I want to do. And I don't think it'd be more than 10 yards of fill, gravel. And not crap or bad stuff, good gravel. And then I would see the peninsula. And plus it's gonna pitch, it's not gonna be, filled up and like this to a wall, no, it's gonna slope down.
Mhm.
Slope down enough where I can mow it and maintain it.
You're gonna see that, okay?
And that's it. So why the board have an option, you don't have to make me do what Joe wants me to do. I know what the rules are, but you also have flexibility in the code, just like anybody else does. To allow me just to do a certain area with the stone and fill, and that's it. In other words, don't go too far to the right if you're looking at the cabin. Stay away from it, just behind the cabin. And that's it. And then, if you went there today, you seen in the brook where the big tree went down in the storm.
Yeah, well, yeah, no.
I just want to clean all that,
Yeah,
up,
well,
and that's it.
I don't see a big deal with cleaning that up. I mean,
No, he doesn't.
Cutting of vegetation, things like
Yeah,
that, that's not a big deal, but when, like I said, when you start rolling boulders this big into a stream channel.
and when you start filling a bank, a 45-degree
That
bank,
requires a permit, that's all.
and,
I don't want to
yeah,
get a permit.
and I myself would like to see some kind of a footprint of what you're gonna do and the kind of materials you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it.
Okay, so if I draw something up
That's why I asked you.
and give you measurements, where you can clearly measure from the back of the down. Stones that I would put in, rock. And then I'll I'll give you all the measurements, so I'll give you the depth, the height, and the width, and what you need.
You got big stones in there.
Yeah.
Laid in the line.
Yeah.
In between them stones is gonna be voids. It leads to the stream. I wanna know what kind of material you're gonna put in
Okay.
here and how you're gonna stop it from leaching through those voids.
Well, let me ask you this, sir.
Yeah.
What's gonna
If
leach?
you put beach sand in there, guess
No.
what?
No, that's gonna leach.
Yes.
No, I just told you I'm gonna put bank run gravel.
I've seen it too.
It depends. I could put clay in it, if that's what you want me to do, if that stops water, but.
You know,
Look, I'm
the
trying
other-
to,
The other point is that while you're doing all this, you know, whenever you're doing any work next to the wetlands,
I'll put up a which quote.
yeah, silt fence
Silt fence.
and hay bales or whatever erosion
I
control to
didn't
be
even
able
get to
to
that.
control that.
I can do that.
You know, it's,
But what I'm trying to argue with you guys is, what do you want me to put in there? You either put gravel in there, or you put clay in there, and I really don't wanna put clay. Because that holds the water, you know, it won't penetrate and run off into the ground. So the only way to stop that, if I put a foot of clay in front of them rocks, it'll stop that from flowing through the rocks. Clay stops the water. Like silt sand, it will not move. It's a fact.
All spring brown rocks. Whatever.
Well, I don't know if they're all gonna be round, it might be.
Whatever comes out of the spring thing, there's no sand.
Yeah.
You can make a wall, fill it holes in it, fill it cobbles.
Whatever you're proposing, it needs to be done.
Yeah, right. That's,
No, I don't have a problem
we
with
need
that.
a.
I have a problem with spending money to hire a soil engineer for nothing.
You're not hiring a soil engineer for nothing. You're gonna hire a guy to delineate the wetlands, so you know where the edge of the wetlands are. You just admitted to this commission that you don't know where the edge of the stream channel is.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, Joe. The edge of the street. Wouldn't that be?
The high water mark of that
High water
stream.
Oh,
needs to be delineated.
Okay, I'll get something. I know
Yeah, if you don't know somebody, I can give you names, but
something.
that way this commission, they can go out there when they look at what you're
Right.
proposing, they will do it.
Right?
Are we referring to the stream that's coming from the dam or the one that's coming from North Shore across? the stream?
underneath. North Shore.
The one that's going underneath.
Underneath.
Okay, through the, yeah, okay, so this looks like it's coming through the water, okay.
Let me ask you this while I'm here. Where the dam sheds, the big dam off of Beach Pond, where that sheds and goes around, it splits. There's an island on it. Now, you don't have a problem with me cutting brush on the island. do you? Just not digging, not doing nothing like that. There's a big rock in the middle of that stream. I want to put a footbridge to that island. On top of that rock. The rock is probably almost the size of the table. So there's no digging involved. It's a matter of putting a footbridge to that and clean the island, and that's all I want to do.
Didn't see the island, so I have no way.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little, like a Peninsula, right? You know what you're talking?
Show it on your, whatever you wanna do,
Well,
now
that's the
or
second.
within 5 years, you're gonna show it on the plan you're drawing.
That's the second stage.
Well, what I tell people is to apply for what you wanna do, because the wetlands permit's good for 5 years. So if
You don't wanna
you're
have to
gonna-
come
you're gonna
back
do
and
the
put up
bridge,
with,
Right,
you don't wanna have to come back and put up with me again in another 2 years when you gotta work on the island.
Yeah, I don't know. So the permit's good for 5 years?
Yeah.
Like the zoning permit?
Yep.
I'm not gonna call John.
Huh?
John, that's Bound.
John Bound, yeah,
I
John
know him
Police.
very well. I'm gonna call the other guy, Jim. I can't think of his last name.
Jim.
Well, he's the one doing the engineering for FEMA down there. And he used to work with John
Okay,
years ago, so he's all that.
Right.
So I have-
as long as the soil scientist is qualified to flag wetlands,
Oh, yeah,
if you can't get anybody, let me know,
I know.
there's a directory of guys that will do it. That's yours.
Okay, so that's agreed. So I will get a hold of him tomorrow. Call him later. And I'll get together with him. If he wants to draw it for me, I'll.
You already have a wetlands application, right? You said you picked it
I
up.
do, but I should take another. Joe, there's a
So
lot
do we
of,
have one floating around, a wetlands application?
thank you. There's a lot of shit going on in my life right now. Believe me.
not business.
That's right.
I don't have a problem sharing it, but it's totally wrong, and totally crooked, and totally bad.
They
And
not
I've never
business.
been involved in anything like that in my life, and I'm almost 70 years old.
Well, you're
So
old,
mad.
Bonnie.
Yeah, I'm so mad, that you have no idea. Someday I'll tell him.
Keep it.
I relate to him because of my dad.
So,
Yes, sir.
when you draw that out.
Yeah.
Make sure you cover everything, you cover it twice. Distances.
Yeah.
Your mediation,
Yeah.
which is, what materials, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So that you don't have to come and visit us again,
No,
Square footage of what you're doing.
because we're gonna pick it apart. It's gonna be a matter of record when we approve it, you know that, Jack.
Image from down
no, that's
south.
okay.
You know, it's gonna go in file, it's gonna be a matter of record.
No problem.
So,
Something,
You know, show where the silt fences are gonna go. Anywhere you like store soil or mound soil,
Yeah.
it should not be next to the water course, and it should have a silt fence around it.
Well,
Found that.
it'll be on the side of the cabin, so.
Yeah, but there's also like, as you go toward, there's the two cabins, and then there's the water course here, but there's also a large mound of soil that should have a silt fence between it and
I ain't
the
going,
river.
ain't going.
No, but it's already there. There's like a new mound of,
don't forget, you said you're gonna do some, grading and elevation changes in there?
Only in the back of the cabin.
Nothing out front of the cabins or nothing?
Oh, yes.
Okay, don't forget to include that on your application. Okay,
What's the pipe? What are you doing with the pipe over there?
What pipe?
Black corrugated pipe.
I bought that pipe to use it. I put this water lines I put in, this new water lines.
Water lines, off the like from a well or something?
Yeah, there's a well. That's what fed those cabins. And Mr. Woody had it going through the pond, all the way around the pond, in the water, all the way up to the other side over there now. So I got rid of it. It would take you 4 days to try the winter price. It was ridiculous.
so is that a stand pipe? Is that what you're using it for?
I was gonna use it for that, exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it.
So just sitting there.
Yeah.
What's the other, just because I drive past it
Yeah,
every
go
day,
ahead.
the insulation, like there's a bunch of like panels and insulation.
Those panels I got from, Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
It's 4-inch styrene.
Yep.
Aluminum clad.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got 4 trailers. Those panels are like $600 a piece.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
Just couldn't
what
figure
what
out.
I'm using them for is to insulate the bottom.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'm doing.
All right, I get it.
If you stop there during the day and go to that white cabin where it's occupied, you look under it, and see it.
Okay.
It's perfect, it's safe the heat check.
Yeah.
As far as insulation. I didn't want to put fiberglass under it. Then you gotta put either pressure treated plywood, or something like that.
Yeah.
It don't last.
Yeah.
This will be there when we're all dead, so. And it's nice stuff. I didn't find it, my son found it in that particular morning. He says to me, Dad, you gotta go to. Show me. Not that shit, boy. Got this guy. Get that. You know how much money that'll save us if we can't realize what it was.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, that's all it's for. You could actually make a stand-up freezer if you wanted to. It's only to insulate under the bed. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if I were you, I'd take that corrugated pipe, but take it, stack it away from the water course, because I think that concerns
Okay.
some of your neighbors.
So let's go over this again, then, when you want. Mediation, silt fence, front slope. or-
Elevation.
Elevation.
Any grading within 100 feet from the stream or the pond.
Probably not more than 100 feet from the pond all the way to the road, is it?
So
You
definitely,
can't, you can't do that.
It's,
There's not even 100 feet. there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, I don't think
Yeah,
there's
so
100
I-
feet.
you know,
Well, it's all the wetlands, it's all plain
well,
wetlands.
it's not even 75 feet.
Yeah.
That's-
Well, I don't know, but I know we come in a driveway across, I know
I
it
know.
can't be 100 feet.
no, So I can't, that's impossible. I just.
Well, you got, what there is, you can't, you'll always be working in upland review area.
Now, on the other end of that, across that little footbridge, when we looked at it, up there, now you're going here.
Were you talking about where the other cabinets are? Well, to be honest with you, I drove in and I just turned around, I said, there's nothing been done here, there's no sense of me even being in here. And, well, I didn't, I wasn't gonna walk it. I just-
On the Fort Hill side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I'm gonna ask the commission, you don't have to tell me, but I have a right to know. I wanna move all the time.
I have no idea.
Oh, no, it was
That's
an
an
anonymous,
excuse.
it was
That's
an
what I-
anonymous call for me.
I'd like to know who it is, because I'm gonna tell you something. Someone that moves down that road, I'm not a rat, I don't even know his name, I don't care what that is. He stopped there one day. I was putting my collar in the water. Like that. He says to me, do you do septic system? I said, no. No. Oh, well, I got a problem with the road. I need somebody to fix my septic. I said, sir, I don't do that. Next thing you know, I was out of it. So I don't know the shaman's name. I'm trying to find out who it was. Because, I don't do that kind of thing. I see a lot of stuff going on. I don't care. Well, I don't, look, if somebody was doing something really bad, it's gonna hurt the environment, yeah, I'd stop myself. But I like to know who that person is. That pisses me off. Here he's coming over to get help and then he's trying to stick it to me. I don't like that. I don't like people like that.
There's a lot of neighbors up there. I don't know who did it. But I guess we all.
You don't know either, huh, Joe?
What?
You don't know?
I
either?
don't know who it was.
All right, so let's get back to this, no problem. Mediation, silk fence, front elevation, in front avenue.
you put that
Accurately drawn site plan.
delineation, wetland delineation. Site.
See, what I get mad about, Joe, I know what the regulations are. I don't mean to be a stubborn baby, I don't. But you have certain parameters that you can waive, you can lax, you know what I mean?
No, you don't.
Well,
You do that with zoning regs? When the zoning reg says you have to be 25
You
feet
go
from
to
the
the
line,
zoning
you say,
board.
oh, no.
You go to the zoning board of regulations and they can waive it if the board wants to. Yes, you
You
can.
can't do that.
I never did well, I don't know much about it.
No, we have to treat everybody the same too.
No, that's fine, look, I came here, how many years ago? 20? I couldn't wait this, so you guys, great, not kitchen.
One last thing, Jack, over
Yes, sir.
there by the beach where that camper
Yep.
is. there
All
was
we did was rake that up, and I do not own that camper.
Huh?
I don't own that camper.
Right, well, that's all state of Connecticut property.
Well, I don't own it, that's the name.
Now, was you guys digging over there?
My son raked that up, it was full of
Right.
beer can, not from us, because I don't drink, my kids don't drink, we don't allow big parties down there. I went there one day, my kid's raking it all up, he wants to build it.
That was done by hand? That wasn't done with a
Well,
tractor?
my tractor was there to help clean it up, but
Yeah. Right. So what's
All
the
we
plan
took-
with that?
we just want to build a canoe,
All right, so that needs to be shown, because you're working,
Joe.
Anything you
I
think
see
you're gonna
canoe
do.
racks all over the freaking lake.
right,
you know.
and people come in front of us, they do
Okay.
retaining walls, they do beaches, they do
Okay.
docks. There's a guy right up on 221 Bennett that hogged out a whole bunch of the stuff. and
I didn't
Same
have
pot
nothing
urine.
out the brook. All I did was take the leaves off. That's all I did. That place was a mess. Full of leaves and
It's still,
beer
it's
bottles.
still work, yeah, and I don't know that that's not gonna be a beach 2 weeks from now.
No, it's not gonna be a beach. You don't trust me, do you?
I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, I'm telling you what's going on. You can't take my word for that.
We just need to know any work that you're doing within 100 feet of that pond.
Well, that's the only,
Period. So if you're
Well, let me ask you
putting a rack in there or whatever,
just,
these guys aren't gonna deny it. We need to know what's going on. That's all there is to
all
it.
right, I didn't know that.
It's
I
just like,
didn't even know.
it's
what's
just
going
like
on.
me
No,
building
That
an
blows my
addition on my
mind.
barn.
And
I
I
gotta
know,
apply
and I
for
know
it.
that's all state land, because sometimes I know. But all I wanna put there is a canoe. That's it.
Okay.
That's basically anything within 100 feet of the lake.
And I think I know who said that.
Said
Because
what?
Tamrac's having a problem, certain individuals. Disturbing Tamrac very much.
Well, see, Tamarack, they called me up like a year ago, and they wanted to put a dock in there. the state of Connecticut said, you're putting a dock on your property.
All right, so what else you need? Joe?
Where do you want to put the dock?
Down below Tamarack, the state owns I don't know how many
There's
feet
a
of
little grassy
water or
area.
whatever. But they wanted to like clean it up and make it like a big tea dock, so people could bring boats up,
Okay.
dock, and
Yeah.
go up and have a drink or whatever. The state said, we're not building a dock on our property.
They own at least 100 feet going up that hill, though.
Okay.
I mean, they own a
Is that the
lot.
place,
It's a big
is
chunk, yeah.
that the place that
More
was
than
cleared
I
years
do.
ago when Carl had the place, Tamarack,
No,
they
they
built
didn't own that.
built a road down there and then,
Yep.
Open it up,
Exactly.
okay.
No, it's always been safe.
I don't know that.
okay, all state property.
Does that tie in?
All right.
Is a piece of up in
There's a lot that
Tangleball?
I'm talking
There's
about.
a piece of state that found.
Yep.
You know,
The housing project up there, does that goes connect?
There.
They're apart from each other.
Yeah.
So all around that lake there, no.
If you look at the maps,
That's right.
census maps, they own.
There's a piece by the dam, there's a piece down, by where
They're little.
Tanglewood touches the lake,
It's not like the high water mark of the pond, like.
by where the tracks are.
Yeah, I guess it's, yeah. Is it set back and think, no, I ain't that far from Tamarack.
I hope
It's not
that you
that.
guys would take into consideration, the place was a shithole. And I'm just trying to make it different. All I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to alter nothing, I'm not trying to change anything. I just want to fix it so it looks nice and it's maintained.
Now the cabins, so you raise the cabins up a little bit.
Okay,
You're sky high.
well, if you've seen that picture.
Yeah.
It's the elevations there, like
Cause I know
this.
they used to be right down, maybe like that
Yeah.
years ago when I was a kid.
I wish I raised the other side more now. Because I want to winterize them so they can raise fish and stuff. Can't get on this side.
Yeah.
But on this, the side we're talking about, I can stand them. It's ridiculous. But the elevation of the property,
Right.
for FEMA, because of the dam, it's in the flood zone. And I have no mortgage down there, everything's out of my pocket. I keep telling my kid, I ain't working till I'm 80. I want to retire. All my money is in this place. You can imagine, a lot of money. So I'm trying to do what I gotta do to get a mortgage on it, let it pay for itself. That's all I'm trying to do. Then I can retire and be down there in hours to people who got 2 lot of music. That's basically what's going on. We
So-
already had to throw 2 people out. We did.
When you get that drawn up, were you willing to look at?
Absolutely, if you need to draw it up.
Because-
Look at it, if we need to change it or need more detail, I'll let you know.
I feel that, our erosion measures, myself, I feel they need to go all along that pond, along the stream. If he's gonna go in there and grade between the cabins and everything, then that whole, let's just say it's a half an acre.
Okay, let's just say this, sir. Where you're talking about is a strip of green grass there when you pull in. There's 2 entrances there.
Yeah.
If you pull into the first one, you go down the hill, that's been there forever. I'm not touching that strip of green grass
I
at all.
understand that.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but if you
But I'll
disturb
pay-
anything within, between the road and,
Well, I
you
can't
need
get the
a,
100
need a
feet.
fence.
so-
No, you
No.
never can, that's why.
But I don't want you to come back with a drawing, like say that area where you're gonna put the rocks and just show a little bit of mediation there and not any place else. And we kick that back to you and say, no, you're gonna need silt fence all around.
So fence is cheap.
Yeah, around
And it's good insurance.
any place you're gonna work, any dirt, disturb any dirt at all. I'm not trying to bust you. I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to help you.
I got you.
Because we kicked a lot of applications back for stupid, simple little things like
I
that.
want this to be done once in the plan.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So I'll get a hold of Jim. We'll let him-
Joe, if Joe will look
And Joe.
at it, if Joe will look at it, he knows what we want.
Jack,
You got a card, Joe? I lost your card.
I don't do cards.
You don't? I thought I had a mention of
I've got one. Jack, we don't actually have an application at this point.
No, you don't.
Do we have any permission to look at the site and water?
Yeah, call me. Take my number and call me. I want to get you down.
I think the cease and desist did that. didn't it?
I don't technically know if it gave it.
No, we need to have an
Why don't you tell
application.
me?
No, I'm talking about going in and looking at the property.
We need to have an application to file this. it's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
the property.
Yeah, I know.
Joe, I'll give you permission to meet me down anytime you want. Anytime you want. If you take my cell phone and call me and say, Jack, Joe and I want to know, okay. I don't have a problem with that. 860 334 1127. I'm trying to be cool, believe me, I just got other shit in my head. Had nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. One day, like that. I'm a little bit. I can't even sleep at night. That's how bad it is. I can't even sleep. You'll probably hear about it anyway. So we agree on that? I'll get a hold of Jim. I'll do something like that.
Yep.
And I know what you want. You'll know. And,
You figure we'll see it in the September meeting?
well, yeah, I want to have it ready.
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah, because I want to get that done
First
before
Thursday.
winter. That's all.
yeah, it's about 6 weeks. That's-
I said that to him a month ago. Wasn't it, Joe?
A couple months ago, we had.
No, it was even longer than that.
Might have been longer than that.
But now I know to do it, I gotta do it. So I don't-
First Thursday in September.
Yeah, Jack,
I
has
think
a
August.
August.
So,
If you
August-
work really fast, you draw really fast, you got 2 weeks.
August.
I think that the first time you came down to my property to look at the cabins, that was like one of,
That's who you are.
that's one of
I
the
thought
things
you
I,
looked familiar.
that's one of the things I told you, is like living on the lake is not easy.
Yeah.
And it's
How
because
you
of
doing
this.
down there?
We're doing fine.
You got two.
Yeah, it depends on the season, but yeah, at least two.
You're on the wetlands, I should say.
I always have one with issues. I live on the lake.
It's nice down there. Now, the other guy that owns a 14 cabin. Keith cabin. I met him, his wife, the whole family. owned it.
Yeah.
He was trying to sell it for $2.5 million. So that place-
Oh, not the
What is that, the old Lindbergh place?
No.
No,
not the
no,
man.
oh, the Ellen Anderson ones.
Yeah, there's 2 full year-round houses.
Yeah,
And across the
I don't know
pond,
that many.
father worked for one of them.
like 14 buildings.
13.
Yeah, that's all.
And
Where's
then
that, the Lindbergh place? Right at the end of Bassett Mill?
No,
No, where is it?
Right, yeah, it's almost the entrance.
Bassett
No,
Mill.
Bassett, no particular, like,
It's on the
right,
right, the telephone pole's got a
There's
big
white
white
houses at the
straight
top,
patch
the
on it.
entrance and all that stuff on the
Down
corner,
low.
yellow.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful.
Warren Mueller.
Warren Mueller, that's right.
Yeah. Warren had a factory, right?
Yep.
Yes. I think I remember 30 years ago.
Yeah, he had a big, nice house over there. so I
Yep.
don't want
They
this.
still own it.
Yep.
That's good.
Is there anything from this hearing to add?
No,
I make a motion to adjourn at,
Yeah,
8:08.
I can't.
Second. motion made second, all in favor?
All right,
We're out.
right.
Okay.
No, he wasn't